Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Monarchs of Wrestling. I believe episode 106 as we continue to rack up the number of episodes on this very, very good program of talking wrestling. Your boy, the Playmaker's in the building, and with me is my co-host. He's doing better. Still got some work to do, but he's doing better. Cool McCain's in the building. Good to see you again, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I decided tonight I ain't going backgrounds or nothing, just plain wall.
While he's rocking the White Sox hat.
Yes, sir. It's black and white. I'm not even a White Sox fan. But now, y'all that want to know the story, like this was my first ever fitted hat when I was in like high school, and I first got fitted because I only got fitted when I bought one because my mother was not going to buy you no fitted hat. You can get you a hat from Kmart. You know what I'm saying? Which was not what I wanted. So my first fitted hat, I was living in a small town in college, high school. So there's only so many options in my head size. So I was like, I need something I can wear with multiple stuff. Black with white socks on it worked really well. So I decided to go back to the basics and go all the way back to my first fitted, and I recopped it. So sentimental value. I'm not a White Sox fan.
Today's episode is going to be a little different because my co-host he was with me last week, but he wasn't with me last week. So he didn't get to share his thoughts and opinions on some stuff. So I'm gonna do what I did last week. We're gonna start with AEW on the part of what you think of Wrestle Dream, sir.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
What you thought of Wrestle Dream?
Wrestle Dream pretty much went as I expected. Not a bad show overall. Too long, of course.
4.5 hours.
Yeah, AEW has got to do a better job of cutting down. I think they getting to be Spotomania. If you cut out about 5 spots from each match, you can probably cut out 30 to 45 minutes of that and get it a reasonable time. Another suggestion would be maybe one less match. Probably knock out an hour and a half right there. They gotta get the sweet medium of like giving you everything you need, but also not going too far. As far as individual matches, I ain't even really gonna dig too much into that. It's last week. I'm gonna just kind of let it roll, unless there's anyone specifically you want me to speak on.
No, I just want you because I know, you are the AEW of this dynamic duo.
Yeah.
So I just want to know we had a pay-per-view. You wasn't able to speak your piece on it, so I'm going to give you the opportunity to speak your piece on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of let it ride out. You know what I'm saying, and focus on what we got popping moving forward.
So moving forward, last week on Dynamite last Wednesday, they had a trick or treat tornado match. Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy team together. Probably the oddest team I've seen in AEW thus far, and that's saying a lot. Teaming against Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta.
So I have to say this before you even go into the match. Just right there, you got the least cared about member of the Death Riders in Daniel Garcia, and you've got the whooping boy of the Death Riders in Wheeler Yuta. That's the tag team that you want to fight. Two of the good guy stars of AEW, the returning Orange Cassidy and the recently returned Darby Allin. Two guys who are about the size of a pinky finger each. But just want to throw that out there.
Well, I'm putting it in simple terms. Yuta and Garcia are the fall guys for the Death Riders.
Right, the whooping boys.
So you know who won this match.
Yes.
Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy.
And this is the reason why Yuta and Garcia are the whooping boys, because they're gonna be the ones that always are gonna take L's or not be featured with the main guys. It's like they the extra people in the NWO. We don't care.
We had a number one contenders match in the tag team ranks. FTR versus Jet Speed versus Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks. Things got a little interesting here, but Don Callis decided to meet with some former friends in the Young Bucks before the match to offer a spot in the family.
You already have half the roster. Sit your ass down.
It's just crazy. Oh Lord, the family. This thing is crazy. So the winners of this match will be facing Brodito for the AEW World Championships at Full Gear. And that would be a little surprising, but not surprising at the same time. FTR are your number one contenders.
That was the best option because they're an established tag team that's had the championships before. Jurassic Express got back together like 2 weeks ago. Like, what is we doing? Why are they even in the match? And then Jet Speed, I mean, they could have been a good option, but do we really look at Jet Speed and say they're going to beat Brodito? And then, of course, you know, the Young Bucks, right now you can call them the Young Sucks. So, I mean, come on. FTR was definitely the best option from a logical perspective. So Tony Khan did not have powder tornadoes the whole time he was booking this show, at least.
Hey, at least the Young Bucks is taking this gimmick and running with it. I give them that.
Yeah, you gotta give them that.
I give them that. Hey, great match though.
It's a good match. I mean, the thing is, I've said this since we started doing this show, my boy. The one thing about AEW is it's always going to be a good match. You can put a stapler and a piece of paper in the ring and they'll have a good match in AEW. There may be no story behind it. And it may have came out of nowhere, but it's always good matches.
Unfortunately, we was not done with the family.
It's too many of them. It can't be done.
We had a family summit on Dynamite.
What a waste of television time. Oh my gosh.
So we had to answer questions of who is the family? What is the family? Why is the family? And how does the family work?
And did any of those questions really get answered?
What? Rocky Roman had a stupid painting for one of them. Josh Adesanya decided to invent a dramatic video package highlighting the group's dominance. Kyle Fletcher went over the odds oath that they all signed to join the family. And then Don Callis explained how the family is supposed to go through things. So y'all tell me, did any of those questions get answered?
Trash. I ain't really got my singing voice back, so it's the best I can do.
No, you good. But I will say this though. It's coming down the pipe. Takeshita and Okada is coming. It's a hell-on collision coming.
Here's my issue with the Don Callis family. You're half the roster, and you have 2 AEW championships and 1 IWGP Heavyweight Championship. You have like 40 people, and that's the only championships that you have. Why? What is the purpose of having all these guys and nobody's champions?
Oh, them two finna collide. I'm waiting for it.
Well, you'll still have Kyle Fletcher's championship. And Okada's championships once Takeshita leaves, because he's going to leave. He's been showing good guy tendencies, and you cannot do that in the Don Callis family.
I'm just waiting for the class to happen. Speaking of Kyle O'Reilly,
they're like 2 months late for that, but whatever.
Speaking of Kyle O'Reilly, he got to go against John Moxley.
Another good match.
It was a double count out,
but the match itself was good.
Yeah, good match, terrible finish.
That's the AEW way, my guy.
Terrible finish. It's terrible.
Double countouts in AEW are always terrible.
Like, come on, man. This ain't even for a number one contenders match. This ain't even for a championship. This is a regular. It's just a regular match.
And Colorado still can't just get a clean win.
If I can enchant my Chris Deets for a second. What are we doing? Doesn't make no sense. All right, sir. Let's give you something to be excited about. Women's World Tag Team Tournament. Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada versus the Sister of Sin.
So first of all, I want to say every set of cakes in this match was exquisite. The Sisters of Sin, if you haven't paid attention to them, I need you to, because they have cakeage. It's not as powerful, let's say, as the other team, but there's frosted cupcakes there. These type of matches are what we need for the AEW Women's Championship. And the first set of champions, whoever it is, need to be sumptuous. They need to be luscious, and they need to be someone that people want to see. And you can call that sexist or whatever, but let's be honest. If the champions are not aesthetically pleasing, the belts don't matter.
I didn't know that was called the Sister of Sin. Who came up with that name?
Probably Tony Khan.
The Sisters of Sin. Yeah.
Yep. Sky Blue and
Julia Hart.
And Julia Hart. Julia's got deceptively nice little cakes.
I often say depend on how you look at them, you might agree with the name.
Yeah, and yeah, they're trying to go with kind of like that dark gimmick that they had, but everybody's gone on the guy side besides Brody King, because we haven't seen nobody, and we haven't seen Mr. Ripley in months. So I guess they're shifting it to the ladies.
Yeah, but I can't believe this though. But the Sister of Sins, they won.
It makes sense because they're young stars. They're very, again, pleasing to look at, and they will satisfy the cake addicts. And it's cake with the cake addicts. So they check
you listen to the leader of the group.
You check all the boxes.
You came up with the boxes.
No, I'm saying they check all but I'm saying they check all those boxes. So it makes sense that they won the match. Like, you couldn't go wrong in this match. And that's kind of the thing. You've got enough teams that you can make, or that are already together, or loose associations, where this makes sense, and this should be something that should be big with AEW for the women's division.
So Julia Hart, Sky Blue, they're advanced to the semifinals of the tournament. Jamie Hayter and Cream out another. I was pulling for you. I'm gonna be honest. I was pulling for you. I guess it's what it meant to be.
Not yet. And it feels like more of a thrown together team, right? Those are not two people that you see like together. Where the Sisters of Sin, you see them together. So that, to me, that makes a little sense too.
What we found out after the match is Penelope Ford is unable to participate in this tournament, and Megan Bain needed a new tag team partner, and probably the one person you want to think of as taking that spot. Marina Shafir.
Now, this is what I will say about that team. Megan Bain is a bona fide wrestler, and she is caked up, caked out, and all that. Marina Shafir is the legit fighter, right? We haven't seen her improve skill set because she really just been female muscle for the Death Riders for a minute. But if she's been working, which I believe she has, then I think we're going to see a very good version of Marina Shafir in the ring. And this could be a team to watch just based off who it is and how they're positioned. Because Megan Bain is really like, she's came in and she's taken AEW by storm, but I don't think you're ready to give her the TNT or the AEW Women's Championship yet. So this could be a perfect place for her and Marina Shafir to really get some notice, and that would bring a championship to the Death Riders, who, if I recall, are right now championshipless.
Pretty much.
So
We had a number one contenders match for the right to challenge Heyman for the AEW World Championship. Who are your combatants? You have Hook. You have the man that Heyman beat at Wrestle Dream and Samoa Joe. You had Ricochet, and you had the almighty Bobby Lashley.
First of all, why is Samoa Joe and Ricochet in this match? Like, seriously. Why? I can name many other guys. I'm not going to take the time that I would see more deserving of being number one contenders match than those two guys. I can see Bobby Lashley. You know what I'm saying? And I can see what you call it, but those two guys, come on, man. What are we doing?
Well, to your disdain, sir. Samoa Joe's getting his rematch at Full Gear.
It's not my disdain. See, the one thing I've learned about AEW, and if you watch AEW, really pay close attention to this. When you look at these multi-person matches and you think, who makes the least sense for them to win? That's who's going to win. The guy who just got beat by the champ makes the least sense to even be in the match. But then the win makes even less sense. But they're employing the WWE SmackDown storytelling ideas for the champion. And they're going to suck as much as they do on SmackDown.
So, part 2. Heyman, Joe, Full Gear.
Who gives a monkey's you know what? The same amount of people gave a monkey's you know what that Drew McIntyre got his 8,000th shot at Cody Rhodes.
Hey, I'm just giving the results. That's all.
I'm just making sure people understand this is hogwash poppycock.
So it is early November. We still have about 3 weeks before we hit Full Gear. So we have a lot more matches to come up with, Tony Khan, before we get to Full Gear.
Full Gear gonna be 5 hours.
that thing gonna take forever.
AEW pay-per-views, you have to watch like a couple of hours, and then you have to take a break, go take a nap, get you something to eat, and then come back and watch the other 2-3 hours. It's crazy.
That thing is gonna take forever.
It's hard to do that in one sitting.
Shoot. But that's your AEW talk for this week. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, I want to talk about the fallout of Halloween Havoc. Halloween Havoc was good. But how was the fallout?
Let's go.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube and where you can find podcasts. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Rams fans all around the world.
It's a beautiful thing to be a Rams fan right now. Stafford's back. We're going to see about Cup. And running back Kerryon Williams to return.
Lend me your ears, or should I say lend Playmaker your ears, as he breaks down week by week everything in the Los Angeles Rams canon.
Number 99, Aaron Donald. Can't wait for 2029 to come to know that you are going in the Hall of Fame, and it should be first ballot, no questions asked.
Join the Playmaker as he breaks down everything Los Angeles Rams style in Ramily Talk on the Playmakers Blog Network YouTube channel and where you can find podcasts.
Welcome back to Monarchs of Wrestling. As we went through AEW, now we're going to move to NXT. And before I go through NXT, sir, obviously the floor to you on your take from Halloween Havoc, which was a very interesting show.
So I'm going to really focus on the breakdown when we talk about the message, but I did like Halloween Havoc. It's one of the good events because you could do a lot with the Halloween theme. You know, a lot of different things you can come up with. I think they did a really good job. One thing I'll say about the NXTNA, because that's like one brand of me at this point, is they focus on the events and the holidays that they have as, you know, premium live events / pay-per-views, depending on which side it's supposed to be. Quality is one thing we're getting from NXT matches. They've got a good blend of, and this is just a holistic thing. They have a good blend of, you know, young talent who's learning and developing, and guys who are good, but you don't know their name if you haven't watched some of the other promotions yet, and building those guys up. And hopefully they're fast tracking some of those guys to the main roster. But I think they have a good blend right now, and I think it works. And I like Halloween Havoc.
All right. So we kicked off NXT with the champ not there yet, but the man that he beat, good old Trick Williams, he's looking for him. He wants a rematch. Trick, that man beat you cleanly, okay? I hate to say that to you because I actually like Trick Williams, but he beat you cleanly, okay? That man beat you with a DDT. And you want a rematch. I'm sorry, but our boy got beat with a DDT. What you want me to do?
Trick said that wasn't enough for him. He still want to whoop that Trick.
Eventually, Saints comes in, they get into a brawl, and yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Will we get part 2 of Saints and Williams moving forward?
I believe we will.
All right. Forgive me for this, sir. But the men's speed championship tournament continued.
It is what it is.
We had Jasper Choi go against Axiom to move on to the next round. And okay. We is talking about the speed championship, right? So you want to win your match as fast as you can, right?
That was the original premise, but now it's an NXT championship, so I don't even know if that still applies.
Probably not, because Jasper Choi beat Axiom.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Axiom a SmackDown star?
Yes.
So why in the fudge nuggets is he in the tournament for NXT championship? It's the NXT 8th tier championship.
Well, Fat Sam hasn't really been making appearances on SmackDown lately.
Not true. They were on there last week and the week before, trying to get shots at them. You would do better losing the U.S. Championship match on SmackDown than winning speed matches on NXT if you're supposed to be a wrestler that's been brought to the main roster. Now, if you're a seasoned veteran, like you want to bring a Sheamus back, heck, even like a Carmelo Hayes that achieved a lot in NXT, that makes sense, or Finn Balor. But Axiom, who was only half of the tag team champions in NXT and just got moved up a few months ago, we're really going to bring him back and expect him to win on NXT. You could have gave that spot to one of those clowns from Dark Slate that you do nothing with.
It's speed this, speed that. None of the speeds make sense.
Speed sucks. The championships suck. They need to rename them because calling them speed championships is stupid when the matches aren't even 5 minutes anymore. But who would think to do something like that before they move the championships? Because nobody cared to watch them on YouTube because the matches sucked.
All right, so one of the biggest results from Halloween Havoc was a surprise victory of Tatum Paxley over JC Jane.
That was interesting. But we knew JC Jane was a transitional champion, so it shouldn't have been too surprising.
That was the surprise moment of the week.
I know, but I'm just saying when you think back on it, like when you see it, it's like, oh, yo. But when you think back on it, JC Jane was never going to be a long-term champion. We're just surprised who it was, but we're not surprised it happened.
To be honest, she did have a good run.
She did. She has to.
She did have a good run.
But you have to have her. You can't just, you can't do it like you did Jey Uso.
But I don't think anybody had Tatum Paxley winning that match.
I mean, I agree with that part, but I'm saying when you look back and think about it, you're like, okay, that does make sense.
So they came out. Okay. The calling came out, and they had a wheel, and they was gonna spin the wheel, and whoever it land on would get to fight the champion. Somebody name wasn't on that wheel. Want to guess who name wasn't on that wheel?
I'm gonna say the other member of the culling, the other female member. I can't remember her name at the moment.
Yeah, Easy Dane name was not on that wheel.
Yeah, it's Easy Dane. Thank you, sir.
So here's WWE again. Planting seeds of dysfunction in the stable. If y'all catch my drift.
Now, why in the world would WWE want to cast seeds of. I'm not going to do that.
This is what they do.
Yes, this is what they do with every faction all the time.
This is what they do. All right. Sean Spears pointed it out. Okay, but all right. We gonna keep this thing going. Spin the wheel, and the wheel is spinning, and it lands on my favorite NXT superstar right now. For those of you who probably forgot, and my co-host probably forgot too, it landed on Lola Vice. So later on in the show, it'll be Lola Vice and Taylor Pasley. But before we get to that, I did say planting seeds of dysfunction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so Ruka is no longer the NXT North American Women's Champion, even though she wasn't the one that got beat for it. Matters got even worse. Speaking of speed championships, right? Because now, so Ruka had to relinquish the speed championship due to her injury. Which led to Zarya being upset because so Ruka relinquished it instead of having somebody fill in for her, like she did at Halloween Havoc.
If they're gonna lose anyway, why not just go ahead and relinquish it?
Zarya, you did lose that North American Championship.
Right. So you want another belt to lose for her? If you want it, how about you go win the tournament and then it could be your championship for you to lose and not hers?
She put her faith in you with that North American Championship.
And you caught a big, fat for her.
To Blake Monroe. Which I'm all happy for because it's Blake Monroe. But at the same time, like, I feel so Ruka's pain. Like, I did this before and it didn't work in my favor. So it's the best thing for me to do since I can't defend my darn self. There you go.
And the thing to me, too, was like, it never really made sense to let somebody else defend your championship. Just give it up and let them have a match, and then whoever wins is the champion. It doesn't make sense because, like, you know what I'm saying? Technically, you didn't lose the belt, but you did lose the belt because you let somebody wrestle before you and they lost. So, you know what I'm saying? Just get healthy, come back, get your belt back, girl. The NXT, don't worry about this speed crap. Like, let them have that. Trust me, you don't want it. You don't want to be associated with it, man. It is like the in-season tournament in the NBA trash.
No. Now, why you had to tie in my other show into this?
Because there's levels of garbage, and these two things are on the bottom level. They're under that. You know how you get the trash can and you got the water in there that's been sitting, but you had the stuff that just soaks to the bottom. The solids that just kind of drop to the bottom. These two things, along with the men's speed championship, are those solids that drop to the bottom.
And now he's taking us to science class.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I can't yell. So everything's going to be as even tone. But I think you can understand. If I could yell, my voice would be elevated right now because we are talking about hot doo-doo sauce. And we are forced to talk about it thanks to WWE.
Well, I can say this. I don't know how you're going to feel about this. That includes your favorite NXT superstar. The Involved Women's Championship was on the line on an NXT program as Kendall Gray decided to defend her title against Lash Legend.
Now, anytime I get to see Lash Legend wrestling, I think that's a win.
Oh, I
Legendary.
know how you feel about. I know how you feel about Last Legend. But I'm just thinking about the circumstances that she was in, fighting for a championship that's not even part of NXT.
Yes. I'm gonna just say that the ball has definitely been dropped with Lash Legend, and y'all gonna have to fix that.
And yet, somehow, some way, Last Legend still didn't come away with that title.
Again, the ball has been dropped with Lash Legend. Y'all gonna have to fix that.
To me personally, she shouldn't even be in the match to begin with. And then, second, when you put her in the match, how did the fact that y'all found a way to have Grady still be over?
You have done Lash Legend wrong, and you need to fix that. NXT.
But I digress. So this match came about in a very interesting way during Halloween Havoc, because we have two guys who both want to pick apart Josh Briggs. And Ava had the idea, instead of both of y'all trying to get the Josh Briggs, how about y'all two just fight each other? How about that? So former NQCC members of Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights duked it out on NXT. I don't know, some of y'all may have not heard of Duke It Out. I'm pretty sure my co-host can fill y'all in on that phrase.
I can't.
See, Duke It Out is the old school way of fighting, you know. Mano a mano, one-on-one, best man wins. And we move on. Now, I do want to know, does the winner get Josh Briggs in the match, or Ava just wanted them to fight us to get their frustrations out the way?
You know, when they don't make things clear, how can we know? It's in the details, Sean.
Yeah. Miles Bourne got the win over Tavion Heights. After the match, Josh Briggs and Tavion Heights, they end up going at it. Trick Williams comes out during the middle of a brawl. He takes a shot with the chair to Miles Bourne, and he proceeds to call out the champ, Ricky Saints, and them two start brawling again. What is up with Trick and having brawls, man? Like, okay, if you take every wrestler that we watch in 2025, which guy who's been involved in the most brawls? And what does Trick Williams land on that list?
He's got to be on the list. He's definitely got to be on the list.
That man is always in a freaking brawl.
This is true.
Oh man, but it is. And then the aforementioned match that was made earlier, Tatum Paxley versus Lord of Ice. No title match. I know this is a title match. Title match for the title. Let's just say it was supposed to be a match, but it never got to a match. Why it never got to a match? Well, when you defeat a previous champion and they're part of a group, they just don't go away quietly. Frederick Ewing showed up. They took out Easy Dame. Lola Vice and Pac looked at each other, was like, yeah, instead of fighting each other, let's fight them instead. So I should be seeing a 6-woman tag match in my future. Just throwing that out there. And then the main event, which is why I knew TNA ain't do nothing. Because the Knockouts Championship was defended on NXT. And that's why Michael Ho said NXT TNA is basically one brand to him. Kalani Jordan defending the title against Jordan Grace. I'm just going to say this, sir. We are seeing some heel tendencies from the champion. That's all I'm going to say.
I like it.
Oh, you like it?
We can only have so many faces. Let's have Miss Cakes be a nice little heelish. I like that.
Is that going to work for her, though?
If it's done right, yeah.
She is so likable.
She can be beautiful and be evil.
I ain't mean likable as in beautiful. I'm like, she just so likable. Like,
right, but all she got to
she
do is
come across as a person that was just.
All she got to do is come out, be nice, and every week, and then just slip one little dirty thing in there in a promo, and they'll turn. It don't take much. They'll turn on her. They're all vagabonds anyway.
I don't think people can turn on Kalani Jordan. She's too likable.
That's what you think, sir.
I'm just saying.
Everybody loved Jey Uso a few months ago. What about now?
They still love Jey Uso.
They didn't love him when they were cheering that he lost. When they're online disliking the video of him becoming the #1 contender at a 65K rate, it doesn't sound like people like him like they used to.
Every ring that man goes to is turned up when he makes an entrance.
Okay, that's the entrance, but that's not the person. So we can't sit here and not make a split between that. They love the entrance. They don't love Jey Uso. We can't confuse that. We can't make that one thing. It's not the same.
The IWC may not like him. Matter of fact, those people that's on the internet, I don't even care about those people. The people in attendance that paid their hard-earned money for them high-price tickets, by the way. Thank you, TKO. They rock with Jey Uso.
We'll have to agree to disagree. There are people that rock with Jey Uso, but I think that you are greatly overestimating how many people really rock with Jey Uso. Half of those people rock with the interest. They love the interest. They love the whole Yeet thing, but they don't want to see him be champ. They don't want to see him have success, so they don't really rock with Jey Uso. They rock with Yeeting. And that's the issue. Yeeting is over. Is Jey Uso as over as he was before he won a championship 3 months ago? My answer to that question is I don't think he is. You know why? Because he's too much of a good guy.
I think it's a revolving door. Jey Uso, CM Punk, LA Knight is a revolving door. And the reason why it's a revolving door because all three of them on the same show. See, when you go to SmackDown, it's just Cody Rhodes. That's it. So, matter of fact, that's a good spot to take a break on because we're gonna go to the main roster after the break. We had a Saturday night's main event that happened.
Before we go there, I'm just gonna hit the TNA. So basically, what TNA did was they relived the best matches from the Hardy compound as their very Hardy Halloween show. So now that you guys know what happened, on Road with the Broken Hardys and go back through some of their famous matches at the Hardy compound. I don't think it was the best choice, but I don't work for TNA, so it is what it is. TNA should probably hire me. They can use me. Probably the most of any of the big three can use me. But yeah, there's that. We'll take that break, good people. And hopefully we'll get some fresh content for TNA next week and not just another recalculation of something that's previously happened.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson, live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Whether it's the men's college game,
The way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
the women's college game,
And how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
the WNBA,
AJ Wilson on Twitter 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young.
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmakers blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
And welcome back to Monarchs of Wrestling, episode 106. As we shift gears to the main roster of World Wrestling Entertainment. Now, before we get into Saturday night's main event, there's anything before Saturday night's main event that happened on Raw and SmackDown that you would like to talk about?
No. Because everything was just about Saturday night's main event anyway.
All right. Saturday main event. 4 matches on the card. I will say this. It's not saying a lot per se. Cool. But based on what I have seen with the revival of Saturday Night's main event, to me, I think this might have been their best work for Saturday Night's main event.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that, but it's about the same as saying, you know, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to say it's basically, it was very low bar for them to overcome. Saturday Night's main events have not been that exciting or interesting as a whole.
That's why I said that.
So I'm just gonna say that.
So we open up the card out in Salt Lake City, which was a very busy weekend for Salt Lake City. You had Friday Night SmackDown, you had College Game Day Saturday morning, you had Saturday night main event, and then you had the Utah Utes beat the brakes off the Cincinnati Bearcats. So Salt Lake City was the spot to be in this past weekend. But we open up the card with Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed Universal Championship against Drew McIntyre. And we had a stipulation that if Cody Rhodes gets disqualified or counted out, he loses the title to Drew McIntyre. I think the theme for the show is planting seeds, sir. Because how did Cody Rhodes win to retain the title? Well, the referee took a bump. Cody Rhodes hit DDT Drew McIntyre on the championship and kept the title.
Personally, just think that there's things that we want to happen as fans, and there's things that we see in what they do, but it's really just lazy writing by WWE, and I think that's what's really happened with this. On Drew McIntyre's thousands of opportunity at the WWE Championship that he didn't capitalize on.
Why do we have a stipulation for the face champion to the point where he cannot get counted out or disqualified?
Because it's just Drew McIntyre trying to throw a wrinkle in the mess Cody up. That's all it was. A very unsuccessful wrinkle because Drew McIntyre never feels like he's going to win.
I just don't understand. Sometimes I just don't.
I just don't trust that the WWE is doing as good a job as they did at one point in long-term storytelling. Perhaps I'm wrong, but the quality of them long-term storytelling has definitely had some deterioration lately. Noticeable deterioration.
So the next match was the WWE Women's Championship match with Tiffany Stratton defending against Jade Cargill. The era of the storm begins.
Thunder Cakes has arrived. Thunder Cakes is on the move. Thunder Cakes is loose. Feel the magic. Feel the roar. Thunder Cakes are loose. Thunder, 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 Thunder Cakes. Congratulations, Jade Cargill. You are now playing the perfect character for you. And I anticipate a long run with the championship.
Dare I say she dominated this match? Do I dare say she showed a vicious side to her? I mean, I'm just gonna put it like this. When she kicked out and Jay Cargill got frustrated and she said, "Okay, I'm finna powerbomb you again," and it was like, "No, I'm gonna do it one more time." I was like, "Oh, I said, oh, she's vicious with it." Okay. Stood over her, looked at her, was like, now I can put you down. Jaded. 1, 2, 3. So now I can pencil in one half of my WrestleMania match that I want. We're gonna see about the other half. And I'm pretty sure Kuma can you already know who I'm talking about.
I think the thing is, I caution us as
I said
fans.
pencil. I said pencil.
Just want to talk to the people here. I know what we all want, but I want to let you know, as a fan of a certain college football team, as well as other teams, I understand you hardly ever get what you really want. So cautious optimism, yeah. Expecting Paul Levesque and his team to follow through and give us what we actually want, a little shaky. It's like asking Mario Cristobal to actually go out and have a good full season as a head coach.
I don't want to go bring that up, but
just saying, I don't want everybody to get their hopes too up. And then y'all, IWC be mad and dislike.
They always mad
when you could just guard yourself.
They don't know what they want.
They know what they want. They just know they don't get it because Paul don't care what they want, and that ticks them off because he says he does, but he really doesn't.
So we got a new women's world champion, and I am looking forward to Friday. And put some respect on that.
Now that they did capitalize on for that. I think they had to. Like, if you ever wanted to do anything with Jade, this was the point.
Turn her heel and let her go on a rampage.
So those of you who watched AEW when she was with AEW, she's now more like that character, the dominant one that was TNT or TBS champion forever. We're getting a similar version of that Jade Cargill. So those of us who watch AEW have seen this before. Tweaks, of course, but similar character.
Yeah. Hopefully with some better directions.
Well, one thing we've always said about AEW is what? Direction is the problem, not the wrestling. So it won't be worse, that's for sure.
Intercontinental Championship match. I got my triple threat match. Go like y'all might as well go ahead and give it to me Saturday night's main event. Don't even drag it out. Panther, Rusev, and Dirty Dynamite Mysterio. All right, Cool McCain. I have to admit something to you now.
Okay.
I am on the Dirty Dom bandwagon.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
I am on the Dirty Dom bandwagon.
Welcome to the band.
What he did Saturday, I was like, you know what, Dom? You got it. You got it.
He did. It's just a continuation of what he's been doing. See, the thing about Dirty Dom is this is literally Eric Guerrero's spiritual son. He lied, cheese, steal to win. But he'll do it in so many different ways. He'll get help from people. And then sometimes he'll just do it himself like he did here. I mean, Dominic Mysterio's run here is masterful. Right? He's not a guy that we about to see as like no WWE World Heavyweight Champion or WWE Champion anytime in the near future. But it's AAA champ after he eventually loses this Intercontinental Champion. I think he's going to be really good. And he's going to get him a lot of reps, a lot of good matches, and help him develop himself even more. This guy's over. And he can wrestle. I mean, he's not the greatest wrestler, but he can wrestle. He's over. And he's over because he's using a tried and true formula. We call it lie, cheat, and steal. Arriba La Raza.
He got it, man. He rang that bell, having Russo think he won the match. Refs looked at Russo like, I didn't pop the bell. Like,
There's
this match is
room
not over.
on the wagon for you.
And I look, I say, this dirty dog mate. Yep. I'm like, Dom, you got it, man. This is just brilliant character work. Finding all different types of ways to keep those titles. Dom, you got it, man. What you did Saturday night, I was like, yeah, you know what? I got to give Dom his props on that one. That was just genius. And there may be some of you out there who don't like it, but you have to realize it's a triple threat match. Anything goes. Anything goes in a triple threat match. So that was great. And then the main event for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk versus Jey Uso, is the main event versus the second seeded Saint. It is the Yeet Master versus the voice of the voiceless. And if you boys catching me last week, you know I chose CM Punk for obvious reasons. You gave the man a 5-minute reign just so you can build up him and Seth Rollins for the road to WrestleMania. Seth Rollins gets hurt. You never said how long he was going to be out. So it leads me to think you still on tap for a road to WrestleMania match between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. So CM Punk won the title. So my co-host has nothing to add to that. But here is something that is interesting. What level of interesting depends on how you feel about it. But it's interesting. We've been hearing this talk about who's going to be John Cena's final opponent, correct? And everybody had their guesses on who it should be, who it might be, and stuff like that, correct? Well, you know what Triple H and WWE said? Instead of just picking somebody, which eventually they still doing, by the way, let's make it a tournament. The last is now tournament. Well, we will have 16 superstars. It will be a mixture of people. Those from Cena's past, those that Cena has not fought, and then you have those who are new to the main roster. 16 competitors to determine who will be John Cena's final opponent at Saturday's night main event in December in the nation's capital. So when you first heard this, what was your thoughts?
It's got to be somebody that he hasn't fought before. John Cena is a guy that will do the service of putting someone over on his way out, literally. So they've got to allow him the opportunity to do that. And I think he will.
Okay. But how did you feel when you heard this announcement?
I didn't have a problem with it. I went straight to, okay, he's got an opportunity to get it with some of the young guys or guys he hasn't faced before. So I believe we'll either get a first time match. We'll definitely get, I believe we'll get a first time match. It'll either be a young guy or someone who he just didn't have a chance to, have a match with before. And that's, I feel like, a win. Because at this point, it doesn't matter if John Cena loses. John Cena's one of the all-time greats. So him losing from now until he's done doesn't matter anymore. It's just about seeing him and celebrating him.
Yep. So from what my co-hosts are saying is whoever wins this tournament will be the one to beat John Cena in the nation's capital.
It would be nice if it was Penta. That would be something. If we got a Penta walk on John Cena in his final match, that would be great.
So it says it will be superstars from all three brands. That includes NXT that would be involved in this tournament. So it's definitely gonna be an interesting field. I can't confirm this for next week's Monday Night Raw, which the tournament will start. You would have, if I remember correctly, Shinsuke Nakamura would be going against Sheamus.
We don't want either one of them to win.
You have Damian Priest going against Rusev.
We don't really need one of them to win either.
There'll be some more matches announced on Friday Night SmackDown. But I know on Raw, those are 2 matches confirmed. And John Cena will make his final appearance on, actually not his final appearance in Boston for Monday Night Raw. That man will be in his hometown of Boston one last time on Raw. I'm looking forward to see how that Boston crowd is going to react. But we counting it down. I think with his appearance for Boston, I think they'll put us either 4 or 3 dates left of John Cena. If I remember correctly, I think it's 2 Raws, Survivor Series, and Saturday Night Main Event. That's it.
I don't like that they quantified it so specifically. I feel like they should have left it open so you could add a couple more dates or something if you wanted to. But that's the thought I had from the beginning. I just never shared it.
Well, it's gonna be an interesting tournament. I'm looking forward to seeing this and where this goes.
But the tournament technically keeps his buzz going without him having to be there. So there's that too.
Yeah, it definitely does that. It definitely does that. And to be honest, I think that's it. I think that's it.
Pretty much was like. Shout out everybody, man. We got messages and people checked on your boy. Feeling better, but still recovering. A little bit of a tough time, a couple of weeks, but hey, we're here. I'm at least back enough to be on here talking and enjoying the show with my boy. So I don't hear the vitriol and stuff that you normally hear from Cool McCain. Maybe next week, definitely by the week after that, should be more of that back. But I'm here.
Long as you get your first bet before the road to WrestleMania, we good.
I'm here. I give you what I can. I know how I do. I always end. It's never where you start. It's always where you finish. Playmaker, anything that you would like to add, sir?
Y'all be ready. If you're a John Cena fan, it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. You literally have
myself. I won't consider myself like maybe like a fan, but seeing a dude that's been around so long, did so much.
Me and you we're not
hardcore
still, John Cena fans, but we respect John Cena.
Yeah. I mean, John Cena he didn't really turn heel and give people that wanted that what they wanted, but
I enjoyed it.
He did turn. He was a jerk, and that's
I enjoyed it.
Is not giving people what they want. That's being a heel. Like you don't be a heel and give people what they want. Like, oh yeah, we want bad guys, John Cena, NWO Cena, or whatever. No, you got a heel, John Cena, and you're mad because it wasn't. But you envisioned him being a heel. How can you envision someone being a heel? Like, what are you people thinking? Like for real. Come on, I like.
They want to control their
he-
hero turn. Like, bro.
Yeah, I want him to shave his head and wear some trunks or sing with like Kurt Angle. What you want to put on a mouthpiece and start doing the ankle lock too? Like, what was y'all thinking? And then it's the only problem I have with the whole thing was this course correction thing where he just decided he was going to be Superman, good guy John Cena one day. How's that work? Didn't get beat up or anything. Like he just decided one day, hey, I'm going to be good John Cena again. And I'm going to fight Cody again. I'm going to fight him as good guy John Cena. And I believe good guy John Cena is going to beat Cody Rhodes. And of course, good guy John Cena could beat Cody Rhodes.
That's what Cody Rhodes do to you.
That's only happened to Johnson. He's not turning anyone else's face. Sir. That was a very bad plot hole. Let's be honest. Very bad plot hole.
Because when you Cody Rhodes and you're John Cena, Cody Rhodes know how to get you back in with the crowd. Because everybody know you with the crowd. So Cody Rhodes got him back in the crowd. I mean, of course, everybody else is facing like a Drew McIntyre, and so they don't care about the darn crowd. I just want my title shot.
Drew McIntyre only tells the truth, he says. Nobody believes that. I don't.
Man. Look here.
Drew McIntyre is somewhat of a bad guy in my mind.
Triple H, I will follow the story of Drew McIntyre. I will not be following it until you figure out what you're going to do with Big Jim.
Well, sir.
Because y'all put Big Jim in a predicament too. And I'm like, which one y'all want to do with Big Jim? Y'all want him fighting the Vision and his brother, or do you want him to go after Drew McIntyre? Where we going? Where are we going here?
I'm not going to get into that, sir. I'm not going to do it. Reconsider.
I'm just
read some little on the subject.
I'm just saying.
Well, good people, ladies and gents, and everybody, thank you for watching this special pre-taped episode of Monarchs of Wrestling. We should be back Monday on my regular bat time, regular bat channel. You know, the boy Cool McCain's life has been a little crazy lately. I'm the one. It's not him. It's me. So, I'm the problem. It's me. I think that's part of it, like a Taylor Swift song or something. I heard. Yeah. Just want to throw it in there. Why not?
And yet we still make it work.
Yeah. All right, good people. We appreciate you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe if you haven't. We're bumping Monarchs. We're going to make it happen. Get our back. And we'll keep giving you quality monarchical content when it comes to wrestling. We out.